Flight boss, bitch. Alright, right now we Sun in Libra. Alright, Sun in Libra people. This is actually the fall of the sun. So what is the sun? Your sun is your actions, your vitality, your spirit. So when it comes in this, Saturn is actually exalted in here. So this takes up for the lack of actions, and it puts in practicability and patience and time. So people with Saturn and not Saturn, people with the sun in Libra, it's an emphasis on taking actions on, and then they're ruled by Venus. So they take actions on obtaining the Venus quality, and the Venus, like the love for stuff. So this is why Libras may come across like Earth signs a lot of times. Libras may come across as a person who love material things, but it's not so much of the material thing. It's more of the emphasis of the love that they may have for a thing. And since we live in a society where a lot of people love a lot of materialistic things, this would be the first thing that they come across. But it's more about the appreciation and the love of having it. And it settles Venus qualities. But that's when it comes to Libra. So Libras take action on, since they lack the sunlight action as your spirit and vitality, it gets overcompensated with Saturn and Venus. So what happens is they take actions on things in the world. So, and then it's an air sign, so it take actions on communications, it take actions on one-on-one relationships, it take action on obtaining goals. And most of the time goals may be materialistic. It's kind of hard to find a Libra that may be on a spiritual mission, like more like water and fire signs, like more philosophy, other than they're more into, put it like this: earth and air are the astronomers. Water and fire are the astrologers. That's a perfect example. So if you come across a Libra that's spiritually inclined, like they have a high spiritual nature and lack of material, then that means they either have a lot of water or a lot of fire in their chart, or they was raised up under a fire or water element. And what they did was intellectually put philosophy into a science. So Libras like to put things into science. Libras love art. They love colors. They love these people. They like to dress. They like to match clothings, and it's not about the actual clothing. It's more about the cloth of it. You know what I'm saying? And this is here where the Venus traits get shared with Taurus and Libra, because it's not of where Taurus may take pride into the actual name brand and the status of whatever you wearing. Libras take more to the consideration of the fabric of it, and they can care less of the name brand, but if it's a quality to it, then they would like it. See, that's the difference. See, when it's like fire, water are the fillers, and air and earth are the thinkers. Fire, water are the like the astrologers. Air and earth are the astronomers. Now, it's a split with the reality thing too. You know what I'm saying? Fire and water are behind reality. Earth and air are within reality. Okay, like water, you can drown in water. And there's fire, you can burn in fire. Water absorbs everything. Fire burn everything. Okay, there are creatures that if they live in water, they only can live in water. There are no creatures that live in fire, right? Now, when you switch over to the air and earth, it's a whole different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different dynamic to how things is approached and assessed. So when you have an air quality that's have Venus and Saturn back in it, you get a person who communicate material things and put their, for an example, if a Libra is into religion, right, and they're gonna pray, 9 times out of 10 they're praying for some type of goal that they're trying to reach. They're not just praying for the sake of praying because they feel like prayer helps the being inside. They're praying. They need some form of communication with something to feel the other aspect of it. Like, it's not a sign. Libra is not a sign that you can like when the sun is here. It's not a sign that you can act on inspiration. Act on you. Something has to inspire you. Like, you can't just be inspired. And this is the polarity, because 180 degrees, which is half of 360, is Aries. So where Aries is inspired, they can inspire themselves. Libras need inspiration. Now, there's not a right or wrong or better or good or way with either of these. There's problems and there's non-problems with both aspects. But I'm just explaining the best way I can to get you to try to understand that just because I'm telling you something like you need to be inspired by something, that's a kind of disadvantage, because Aries doesn't need to be. Aries can inspire themselves, but what they're inspiring may not necessarily be what the universe want to see, or it may not necessarily what society wants to see. And then Libra can get inspired by things, but it may just be what the society needs. It may just be what the universe needs. See, so there you go. That's enough. That's, you know what I'm saying. That puts you up, so you won't think I'm trying to be like, oh, since he an Aries, he want to throw in some Aries shit to make it seem like they better than. Nah, you know what I'm saying. We all the same. We all on the same battlefield. You know what I'm saying. So I don't. You know me. I'm here for everybody. You know what I'm saying. But and that's a Libra trait. Libras are here for you. Like, they can get absorbed into another person's preconcerns and feel like they have to be some form of a justice to that person. Like, but since it's an air sign, it's not a feeler, it's a thinker. So they're able to intellectually put their feelings aside and help you put your feelings in a perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's the trait that they share with their fellow air sign Gemini. Geminis can help you put things in perspective, but a Gemini may not necessarily help put things in perspective for you and to help you. They may just be doing that because they may like to talk. A Libra may want to help you, so they help you put things in perspective. You know what I'm saying? They will help you, and they like to help. You know what I'm saying? And even if sometimes they may help for their own, they got enough charm to not let that person feel like this Libra is taking advantage of me, because by being an air sign, Libra holds a certain social level. So it's not, even if you're in a relationship with a Libra and it may seem like they're being flirty with other people or talking, it's not that they're being flirty. It's that they don't see any harm, and they feel like that's their way of communication. Like, that's their way of letting them know that you're all right to them, and you could and they like to set this environment, this harmonious environment. Now, Leos can set a harmonious environment within a group, like a harmonious, and set the tone to what they feel like this group should be like. Libras are more adaptable to that, but they like to be the ones to initiate what harmony should be like. So even if you may come across a negative Libra, right? The only reason that they're negative is because they're preceding some kind of notion that they had in their life. Like, It may be they may have grew up in so much harmonious situation that they think that doing a disjustice, they need that sometimes, because to do that it reassures them that I still can communicate with you and have a relationship with you. Like, if everything's so easygoing and so harmonious, you can count on a Libra to stir the pot up, because they want to be the ones to create the stage for the harm. So they don't like coming into a harmonious stage that's harmonious from someone else's point of view. So this is why a lot of Libras may act two-faced it and get two people to fight, but then they can become the ones that bring these two back together, and then they be the ones who sitting there being two-faced it, talking to both parties, but at the same time everybody will look at this Libra like they're the ones to calm the situation, when they're the ones who caused the situation. Like, you know, you get it? It's like they do a double type of standard type of unbalanced balance. So anytime there's too much balance, they will cause an unbalance so they can create the balance that they see fit. And a lot of times they don't know that they do this because they're off the mouth so much, and they're automatically doing it because of the communication style, and the Saturn and Venus comes into play. When Saturn comes in with the practicality and using the patience and time, the Venus comes in with the combination of using that patience and time to get the attainable results that they want. They do all that with the communication all day. You catch a Libra who may talk all day. You know what I'm saying? And then their point of views are quirky, or like quirky, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, almost to a sarcastic type of way. You know what I'm saying? So they can disrespect you in a nice way because they good with words. You know what I'm saying? So they can disrespect you in a nice way, and you won't feel the disrespect till after you analyze it. Like if they do that to a earth signs will take it and be like, oh, I know what this person doing, so let me show this person that I know what you're talking about. A water or fire sign will kind of take in what the Libra say, and then kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of be wishy-washy about it, be like, well, I guess they was just talking, until things start happening, and then once actions are taking place, and then it leaves the water and the fire sign to sit back and be like, oh, this why they said that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little minute for them to see, because Libras intellectually deals with, and then it's over the 7th house too. So it deals with like relationships and shit. So on all levels, you know what I'm saying? So you can have a problem with somebody. You being a sun sign Libra, you can have a problem with somebody. In your head, you're developing, that's the relationship you have with that person, a problem. So you know how to intellectually put it in a perspective and act on that perspective. Now, see, you may not always be right all the time. So when you get lashed out on, and people start taking actions on you, you like to sit back and wonder why. Like, why is this person this mad at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when people are mad at Libras can have this kind of act, or this kind of thought that no one should be mad at them. Like, why are you mad at me? You know what I'm saying? Like it's never their fault. And they don't understand that their intellect and the way with their words is the fault. And a lot of times you can say something and make someone feel a certain way, and you're not feeling in the first place. So you're just off the mouth saying shit, and when that person feel a certain way and do something to you, you sit back with this thought like, why is this person this mad? When you don't understand that that's the way you guys put your words together. So you got to be careful with your words too, being a Libra, because you could sweet talk a person into thinking, into feeling a way that you don't feel, and that could be bad in your life. You know what I'm saying? So you could come up in life knowing the actions of people, because the sun lacks here. So what you do, you take the actions of people and intellectually put it in a perspective. So you could go off the mouth and say and do a lot of things in your life and erupt a lot of responses from a lot of other signs. And then as you grow up, you start to understand and see things like you be smart. You're smart. But smart at the mouth too, because you know how to erupt actions, and you know the common actions out of the common goal, out of the common of people, because of the common traits you've been doing. So as you get older, you start to know people. You start to you could meet one person in life, see the actions of another person you never met before, and you're able to put that together and put a perception on it and put them people in a box. So you know that everybody who do them kind of gestures are like that, and that makes you smart. So you're able to intellectually punctualize people, you know what I'm saying, but to a fault, to the point that you don't always know what these people come from or what these people are going to do, and you put yourself in certain situations that is going to be hard. You're going to have to use your mouth to get out of, and a lot of times you can't do that. So you put yourself in situations where you're forced to do actions, and that's harder for anyone else to do. That's harder for the Libra to do than anyone else, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of times with the letter L, whole sigils and shit like that, Libras can become lazy. Libras can and they're not lazy in the sense of I don't want to do this today. They're lazy in the sense of they can sit down and want to sleep and want to rest, but they tired because their mind is running at 100 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it takes the actions out of the physical action and puts it in the mind, because it's lacking the sun volatility of putting these into actions. So a lot of Libras know how to communicate well enough to put themselves in situations where people can do things for them. You know what I'm saying? And then once they see what a person's doing, they can sit there and look at that person and intellectually put together what that person is doing, and that person might have took 10 steps to get where they have to go, but the Libra can sit back, be wise and smart, and it only takes them 2 steps to get there. So it took them less actions to get to the main goal that it may took a lot of other signs 10 action orientated goals to get to that goal. You know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. So if you're a Libra, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is why you come across charming to people, and you can have your way with people. You know what I'm saying? And that's sun sign and Libra, nigga. Flight boss, bitch.